Good evening, everyone, and welcome here to qualifying for round 9 on the schedule. Session 1 is underway, and we're getting ready and set to set the field for here at Pocono. We raced here, like, only one time, I believe, in the past, and this was a long time ago, back in 2016, which actually isn't a long time ago, it's 2 years ago, but was thinking about back in the time where the Sony Cup Series planned to come here back in Season 2, but a bomb threat here at Pocono for the weekend of the race got rescheduled, where we ended up going over to Savannah, that was a very dramatic time back in the series. One of the biggest scandals in the SCS history. Eugene and Max ended up winning that race weekend. However, it was supposed to be at Pocono, ended up going all the way back down to Savannah, Georgia, which was one of the first few races, actually the first race ever, we had ran at Savannah. And we were supposed to be at Pocono. So I believe this is the second time ever running here. It's a big track, 3-corner track. It's a unique facility. And going out here for the Sony Pole Award, the fastest driver in Session 1 or Session 2 will end up winning the pole. Fastest driver in both sessions will be on the front row. However, whoever is the fastest overall in each session will be the driver that ends up taking home the Sony Pole Award. Matthew Rodriguez is out on the racetrack right now. And we have a driver change for this race weekend. Big news coming in this race weekend. However, they're not in this session. Charles Sanford is back in the 24 car. Luke Martin, who had been running in the 24 car since his since Sanford's accident at California, Martin stepped in, drove some races. He charged from outside the top 40 in points all the way up to 10th in points. So Martin, getting moved from the 24 car to the 25, will replace Eric DeMax for this race weekend. That's one of the biggest headlines coming in this race. That Rookie of the Year contender, Eric DeMax, will no longer be a Rookie of the Year contender for this season. He'll return. Rumors are speculating, however, he'll return next year where he can compete for the Rookie of the Year. He's only ran 10 races in his career, so he will have a chance to still compete for the Rookie of the Year in 2019. This is your new point leader after Cleveland. Second on the board right now, Jesse Turner. He has finished inside the top 10 in every race since Daytona. He's had a terrific start to the season. 7 top 10s in 8 starts. Looking to complete 8 races in a row of a top 10 finish. Turner has been strong. He's not won a race this season. He's looking to do that here in Pennsylvania. Jordan Davis right now the quickest driver on the board. Dejon Weeks in second. Turner's in third. Andreas Allen a good run in fourth. Matthew Rodriguez been fifth. Nick May sixth. James Sorfox seventh. Zachary Fitzwater in eighth. Jake Bassinger in ninth. He's just got bumped down by Josh Crash, who has jumped into fifth place. Fitzwater in 10th, trying to jump up, can't do it. Scott Roush, and what could be his final start here for the Young Wicked Racing. I get that mixed up with United Emirates Racing. But Young Wicked Racing in the 9 team made the race at Cleveland off owner points. However, they failed to qualify out at New Hampshire. Roush, trying to get this car in the field, will need a time trial in, sitting 21st right now. James Richardson, just outside the bubble where he needs to be in for United Emirates Racing. Could be his final start for a while here. Richardson will not be back in the car. Actually, he will be back at Charlotte. However, it will be TJ Martin in this car the next 2 races after this race. Richardson trying to jump in, can't quite get there. Bradley Bishop Jr. way up the board there, 4th quickest. However, it's not good enough, actually. Cody Lamas in the 10 car jumps to the top of the board underneath a 54 second. Right now, the current Sony Pole Award would go to Lamas. But a good run for Bishop Jr., even though he's still on probation. He's going to have to get a starting grid penalty and will have to go to the rear. That's going to be good enough to get him in the field, I believe. Josh Crash in 8th. Allen 7th. Casey Lester, the rookie, in 17th. James Starfox down to 13th. Chris Dodd 16th, needing to bump in. Or not needing to bump in, but he's getting close to getting bumped out. Schwellenberg needing to bump in. Not going to do it. 20th fastest. That team has been knocking on the door of like using up some provisionals and don't need to be doing that too much. Jake Bassinger, who has not been the best in qualifying. I mean, he's usually starting back midfield the last couple of races. Given Cleveland, he started on the pole, got wrecked, lost the point lead, looking to take it back. Sean Harple currently on the bubble of getting bumped out of the race on speed. Harple's had a good, solid season so far. However, a top 5 finish at Cleveland, one of his best finishes overall for Athenia Motorsports. This team is still a big question of what's going to happen to them in 2019. Coming off the final corner, Davis in front of him is in 2nd spot, and he's not going to be able to pick up. But the 31 team still not able to get in. So about 2.5 minutes left on the board for Session 1. Who's going to make the race, who's not? 24 cars in Session 1, 24 cars in Session 2. 6 cars will miss this race. And on the bubble, Sean Harple, 31 and 18th. And man, 3 1,000ths of a second is the difference that James Richardson is in the field by. Let's see here, John Bunnell, 23rd fastest. Needing to bump his way in. He made Atlanta. But this is going to be a big turning point if he can make it. Not going to do it. Smith needing to bump in. Not going to happen. None of these drivers are bumping in. However, some of them were already in, like Dejon Weeks in 3rd. Davidson in 11th. Good run for him. Griffin in 10th. Dylan Young back in 15th. Not a good run for him. 6th for Nick Mace. Johnny Gardner not bumping in. Schwellenberg needing to find some speed. Can't get there. Or at least not going to be able to beat him. Lester needing to find some speed. He's right there close to getting bumped out. Lamas on the provisional pole so far. Fitzwater back in 14th. Cannot pick up. And Roush not going to find any speed there. I don't know if they will. If they're going to find any more speed. James Richardson, Dylan Schwellenberg, Charlie Smith, Scott Roush, John Bunnell, and Johnny Gardner on the outside looking in. Smith to the line. Will it be enough? No, it will not. None of these guys are going to be able to get in so far, but Rodriguez trying to get up to speed, get back around here in time, but I don't think he will be able to do it to be able to get a lap in. At least good enough lap in to run and try and get a pole run. Schwellenberg will probably have to use provisional again. Dodd has been struggling here in qualifying. 16th for the Martin Motorsports driver. None of these guys are bumping in. Turner, can he get the Sony Pole Award to the line? He's actually on new tires, I believe, here. So it's going to be interesting to see how Turner's going to run when he gets back around. Lamas, still the provisional pole winner. Richardson and the 34 team's going to have to rely on a provisional to get this 34 in the show. Bunnell not going to bump in. Everyone looks like they're good on speed here. However, Smith is not. He's going to have to rely on provisional to get him in the field. And Davis to the line. Can he bump into the field? Or at least bump down Cody Lamas and get the pole? He could not. Let's see here. Harple still looking solid. Schwellenberg nearly a second slow. Silver Fox trying to pick up some speed. None of these guys are. Tire wear is actually a big deal here. This is going to be the driver we're looking at. Jesse Turner could not do anything. So it looks as though Cody Lamas is going to win the pole. Or at least for the provisional pole and be on the front row. He's been really quick here in qualifying. It's just been having the results to back it up. That's been big on this 10 team. Lamas first. Davis second. Weeks third. Bishop Jr. a great run in qualifying. Actually getting bumped down as Rodriguez jumps into third. Weeks fourth. Bishop Jr. down to fifth. Turner sixth. May 7th. Allen 8th. Crash 9th. Griffin in 10th. And that is it for qualifying, as Schwellenberg's going to have to rely on one of those provisionals to get him in the field. Cody Lamas, provisional pole winner right now, 53.968. It's the time to beat. We covered the top 10 already. Davidson down in 11th will make the race. Jake Bassinger in 12th. He's got a ways to go. He'll start outside the top 20. That's going to be a big hit for Bassinger, and he's going to have to come from mid-pack. Same with Silver Fox in 13th. Fitzwater 14th. Dylan Young 15th. Chris Dodd's got a way to come outside the top 30. Casey Lester 17th. And Sean Harple, the last car to get in on speed. James Richardson's going to have to use a provisional. Same with Dylan Schwellenberg, Charlie Smith. Those three will use provisionals. Scott Roush going to have to wait and see if he'll make the race. Bunnell and Gardner will be sent to the house. Session 2 is underway. So everyone's going to give it their best chance to go for the pole. 53.968 is the time to beat if you want to be on the pole. So everyone's going to go out there and shoot for it, and then we're going to see who's going to be in the top 18 to get in on speed, and who will use a provisional to make this race. Jeffrey Finguy in the 92 Dodge is out there. He's been kind of sliding in the points. He expected a good run out of himself over there at Cleveland, however, it being a rain race and turn 1 being a big problem with him, and he actually tipped over, being one of the cars that flipped. This is a track that he's looking to get back in a groove here. Going to see how fast his car is. Josh Crash actually ran pretty decent, got in the top 10. Ended up starting in the 17th position on race day for Sunday, Josh Crash will. See what kind of speed the 92 has here. He's been sliding in the points. DJ Curtis, his teammate's the fastest one so far, 53.968. Going to see what Curtis runs in this qualifying session for him. Curtis won here back in 2016, so this could be a track that Curtis is looking to really excel at and try and go back-to-back. Dom Capps in the 6 has been very good at getting these Sony pole awards. He's got one of the best starting finishes, or starting spots, all year out of anybody. Gonna see what he runs. His teammates in session 1. Matthew Rodriguez got 3rd. Ryan Griffin got 10th. And Chris Dodd got 16th. This is the only Martin Motorsports car in this session. He's looking underneath the Luis Hernandez. Doug Lockrow just ahead. They're trying to make this race on speed. Hernandez and Lockrow needing to try and find some speed to get in. They're too low in owner points. And just like that, wow. Whoa, Jeffrey Finguy, 53.65, currently on the pole. Took it away from Dom Capps. Capps with lap cars in front, not lap cars, but really just slower teams up in front of them, trying to find some speed to get in this race. Capps still had to lay down a really good lap. 2 cars right now faster than what Lamas did in session 1. But Finguy currently on the pole, and he's drafting off of DJ Curtis. He's got a chance to beat that lap. Eric Burton in 5th in the 95. Stephen Pollard III really needing to find some speed here. This team has been failing to make races this season. It's been one of the lowest seasons for Red Stallion Racing coming off last year. That looked a little promising. This one, not so much. 22nd right now. Levi Pasco in 14th. There's Luke Martin in the 25. Mountain Dew Chevy. That is not Eric DeMax. This is Luke Martin in the car. This is one of the races that Mountain Dew was scheduled to be on the race car. Viagra will continue to sponsor Luke Martin and Mace Enterprises moving forward. However, the 25 car will be Luke Martin for this race. And this is a go or go home car. One of those cars that really needs to find some speed to get in. And Martin looks as though he will be able to get this 25 car in the show. Right now, 8th fastest. But some shocking drivers in the top 5 right now, with only like 5 minutes left on the clock. Finguy right now the fastest. PJ Williams in 3rd. Caleb Hoffman the rookie, and Garrett Cinder the rookie. All in the top 5. Great runs for those guys. Eric Burton up to 3rd. Cinder up there in 6th now. Pierre Calise right up there. Curtis jumping his way up in the mix of things. He's in 3rd. Looking here, Williams back to 5th now. Collins into 10th. Hoffman sitting there in 6th. Charles Sanford back for this race weekend. We do not know if he'll be able to complete the whole entire race. He may have to get out of the car. Eric DeMax will be sidelined if Sanford needs a relief driver, and Eric DeMax will be able to get in the car and finish off the race if Charles Sanford isn't able to finish it off. He's right now 15th fastest, which is borderline. However, that car is good on owner points. He is racing with some broke ribs. See, that is still healing for Charles Sanford. However, just got over past the concussion protocol, and the doctors recommended that he sits out this race weekend. But Sanford's here trying to get some race time and should be healthy back for Trois-Rivières. But we're also hearing that Trois-Rivières, that might not be the case. The SCS officials in Trois-Rivières are having issues with safety protocols in pit road, trying to get the pit road fixed. If they can't get pit road fixed, we will not be racing there next week. So it's a big deal there. Carson Scott in 12th. William Brock currently on the bubble, and he's actually kind of low in owner points for Horizon Group. Don't know if that would be good enough to use a provisional or not. 18th fastest. Going to look here as time ticks down. See, Acosta is 16th, Hernandez 17th, and Brock 18th fastest. Pasco, 2/1000ths of a second separates him getting in the race and him missing it right now. Perkins 20th, Jeff James down in 21st, Stephen Pollard the 3rd, 22nd, Doug Locker 23rd, and wow, what a disappointing run for Jordan Fisher, 24th. There he is, needing to pick it up. See if he can't pick up some speed. Jeffrey Lynn's in 10th right now. Bobby Jones actually having a good run at qualifying. He's in 9th, and there's Fisher jumping up, but it's still not enough. See here what Brock, did he pick up? No, he did not. Gonna look at some guys like Perkins didn't pick up. Looking here, Sanford's gonna bring it in. He ran his best lap last lap. Jumps up to 13th fastest. Pollard the 3rd drafting off of Eric Burton. Is it gonna be enough to jump into the top 18? Sadly, Red Stallion Racing might miss another race. Right now, the fastest driver is still Jeffrey Venguy. DJ Curtis is in 2nd. Hernandez 17th, just got passed by those drivers. Doug Lockrow, right now on the outside looking in, needs to find 3/10, and with some tire wear on that car, and running 3/10 faster, 3/10 slower than his fastest lap, I don't think Lockrow is going to make it in the show. Stephen Jenkins, in a newly sponsored race car, sitting back there in 11th, would start outside the top 20, but this driver might not even make the race if he can't get it in. Jeff James in the 52 would have to use a provisional if he can't get it in. He's actually had some good races in the last few races. Two top 15 finishes back-to-back, but definitely a disappointing qualifying run for Jeff James. 21st, would need to find some speed. Luke Martin in the 25, really showing some speed so far in qualifying. This would be one of the best qualifying runs of the entire season for this 25 crew. If Martin can hang on and get a top 20 starting position right now, it would be good enough for 16th. Still not going to pick up for Martin. Lynn's 10th. Fisher, is he going to be able to jump in? Brock also on the bubble. Fisher can't do it. Brock not going to be able to pick up. Carson Scott's back there in 14th. Perkins not going to do it. 4/10 off. I think everyone else is just not going to quite be able to do it. Tire wear is kind of a big factor, I've noticed. That the times are falling off. Burton, 4th. Pollard the 3rd, needing to find some speed, can't do it. And I think we're not going to have any more people jumping up. As you see, the fastest driver so far, Venguy, Curtis, 1-2, going around Levi Pasco, who I believe mistimed leaving pit road because he's not going to be able to get back around. And Martin actually runs his best lap of the day, but it is not enough to pick up any spots. Bobby Jones on new tires got back around to the line, but it's not going to be enough to pick up speed to get another lap in. Brock is probably going to be on the bubble, and Perkins is probably going to need to use a provisional. Nobody is picking up any speed here at the line, to jump up. Eric Burton's going to be one of our last drivers. Paulie III behind him. See what Burton can do. And Burton not quite going to be able to do anything. None of these drivers are picking up. And it looks like that's going to be it. To the line, Caps not going to do anything. Neither will any of these drivers. And that is it. The session is done. The times will stop trialing there. So, the top 10, how about this? Jeffrey Finguy in the 92 wins the Sony Pole Award. What a job by Jeffrey Finguy and Finguy Saitomi Motorsports. The Dodge gets it on the front row and will take the Sony Pole Award. Good job for Jeffrey Finguy. Ahead of DJ Curtis. Dom Caps in third. Eric Burton in fourth. His teammate of PJ Williams. All right, in behind him. As we look down, further on down, PJ Williams rounding out what would be the top 10 in the in the race. Caleb Hoffman, sixth fastest rookie driver behind him. Garrett Sidner is seventh. Luke Martin, the best qualifying run I've seen out of the 25 team all season. And possibly what Eric DeMax on the sideline for Charles Sanford, who's down in 24th. DeMax will not be running any more races for this race team. Luke Martin will step in and be the driver for the 25. And Macy's got to be pretty happy with that run by the 25 to be in the top 10 in the session. Bobby Jones, great run for Hero Motorsports to be sitting there in ninth. Bobby Jones been looking to try and get his feet under him, trying to get experience in the Cup car, slowly but surely getting faster each week. Ninth fastest, Jeffrey Lynn in 10th. Stephen Jenkins in 11th. Ryan Acosta down in 12th. Kyle Collins 13th. Charles Sanford in his first race since California. He's still racing a little hurt, but he's here to race. He's going to give it his best go. He'll be starting back in 28th position, 14th fastest. Carson Scott in 15th. Nick Pierre-Cleese down in 16th. Hernandez making it very close yet again for this race weekend, only being in the show by what looks to be... Actually, he's in by a good bit, but William Brock's 18th fastest. And in the show by 2 1,000ths of a second over Levi Pasco Perkins. We'll have to use provisionals to get in the show. Perkins was also 7 1,000ths of a second away from getting in the race as well. Jeff James, 21st. Don't know if that'll be enough to make it. We'll have to wait and see in the starting grid. Stephen Paulie III will be going to the house. So will Doug Lockrow. Jordan Fisher, the slowest one overall, and actually... He's actually not the slowest one of all the drivers, but Jordan Fisher, the slowest one in Session 2, will have to use provisional to get in the race. So, let's get you to our starting grid and show you what it will be for round 9.